Hey everyone, this is Steve from the Dusty Boot. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some winter camping stuff because it's that time of year, nice and snowy outside. But we're going to talk about this stuff, blue foam, and some different things you can make with it to use for winter camping. We're going to make three things today. We're going to make a water bottle insulator, we're going to make some insoles to put inside your boots, and we're going to show you how to make a sitting pad / standing pad, which is really easy. But first of all, we're going to talk about what kind of blue foam. I really like these Ozark Trail. It's just an Ozark Trail camping pad. It's basically just a closed-cell foam sleeping pad. You can get it for about $6 at Wal-mart. And they have different kinds, different brands of closed-cell foam sleeping pads, but I really like these Ozark Trail camping pads just because they're easy to work with. Some of the other kinds are a little harder to cut. They might not hold the tape as well, might not hold their shape as well. So these ones are really nice to work with. Other than that, the only thing you'll need to complete all this stuff is a roll of duct tape or Gorilla Tape, a Sharpie, and some scissors. So we're going to do some crafts. First thing we're going to do is a water bottle insulator for like a Nalgene here. And the reason you might want this, obviously if you're camping in the summer, you might want it to keep your water cold. But during the winter, you want a water bottle insulator to keep your water from freezing. If you put your water bottle in an insulator, you put warm water in there, hopefully it won't freeze overnight, whereas if you just leave it out, you're going to wake up with a block of ice that you can't really drink in the morning. So to make this, it's pretty simple. All you're going to do is just take your blue foam, and you want to mark the height with your Sharpie. So you line up the bottom of the water bottle with one edge of the blue foam there. And then just mark right about the height. You can go over the top of the cap, or you can go down to about here. It doesn't really matter, just however you want. And then you want to mark out the circumference. So what I do is I put it right on the edge there, just with the volume scale facing up. And then you just roll the bottle one time around until that volume scale is facing up again, and then you've measured out the circumference of your bottle. And then you might want to add a couple inches on, just because it's easier to cut extra stuff off at the end than it is to add it on if you have to. So you just make a mark down the side there, and then you end up with that there. You've got your height marked there, your circumference marked there, and then you're just going to cut out that rectangle. This is why I like this blue foam. It's real easy to cut. You just take your Nalgene here, wrap it around. You can see I've got pretty much a perfect fit right there. So I like that. I don't think I need to add any more. So then I just, those two ends push together like that. Tape on there. I like to put a strip of tape on the inside too, just to make it a little more secure. You can never have too much Gorilla Tape. So you end up with that nice cylinder there. Water bottle just fits right down in there. See, it's nice and snug, so you can carry it by the top and it won't fly off. You can just leave it like this if you want to, but I like to also make a bottom for it just to increase the insulation a little bit. And that's real easy to do. You just take your blue foam, put this on here, and then just trace out a circle around it. Get that nice circle there. And you just cut that out. Stick that right on the bottom. I like to use little half strips of Gorilla Tape here just because it fits a little better. I just use a nice crisscrossing pattern there. I was intending to do, but it'll work. You just want to make sure you got a nice good amount of tape on there, because not only will that help hold it, but that's also going to pull this bottom into here and create a good seal on that crack there, and it's just going to make it insulate that much better. And then after I'm done with that, I just like to take a piece and wrap it around the outside there, just to hold all that tape down and make sure it's not going to come off. And there you have it. A nice water bottle insulator. You melt your snow and boil your water, put it in here, put it upside down in the snow, leave it there overnight. Unless it gets really cold out, you know, like significantly below zero, this will still be liquid water when you wake up in the morning, which is really nice. It's also nice if you want to keep your water in your sleeping bag or whatever, to have it in this. That way, if it's hot water, it won't be too warm again, like right up against your skin or whatever. And if it's cold water, it won't make you cold, obviously. And also it just helps any condensation or whatever that gets on your bottle. It prevents that from getting your sleeping bag wet. So basically it's just an overall nice thing to have for winter or summer camping. I use it for both, and it's a nice, cheap, easy water bottle insulator. You can also make these not just for water bottles, you can make it for your bowl too, your camping bowl. I've done that for winter camping, just because when you make some hot food, you know, you make some nice hot chili or beans and rice or whatever you make, you don't want to have to, you know, scarf it all down in 7.3 seconds before it gets cold and freezes if it's really cold outside. So if you make a nice insulator like this for your bowl, it'll keep your food warm. Well, and then you can just kind of leisurely enjoy eating it instead of having to try to scarf it all down before it freezes. Okay, so another real useful thing to make for winter camping is insoles for your boots. Most winter boots have a lot of insulation around the top, above your foot, but a lot of them have pretty much no insulation on the bottom. It's just a rubber sole. You actually lose a lot of heat through conduction down, you know, just standing on the snow. You'll lose a lot of heat. It just gets sucked right down to that snow. So all I do is take blue foam, same blue foam I used to make water bottle insulator, and make a foot insole. And these are real easy. All you got to do is just put your foot down on the foam. Really just trace an outline around it. Doesn't have to be too exact. I'm going to do that for each foot. You just cut it out. I usually cut a little bit outside the line. Again, just like with the insulator, it's always easier to take more foam off the edges if it's too big than it is to add foam if it's too small. So I always like to make it a little bit big. And after that, if you want to make more of them, you have a template, you can just stick that down instead of using your foot again and just draw around that, and then from there you can make as many of these exact same shape as you want. And if it's pretty cold out, I actually like to put 2 of these in my boots a lot of times. Just gets a little bit more insulation, and you wouldn't think it makes that big of a difference, but you'll be amazed how big of a difference it makes just having these in your boots. If you're just standing around out in the snow, these will keep you a lot warmer than you'd think they would. So these are really, really nice. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about real quick is standing and sitting pads. These, kind of like the foot insulators or the insoles here, are basically for when you're either just standing on the snow or sitting on the snow. You're going to lose a lot of heat through conduction. That snow will literally just suck heat right out of you. So having just this layer of blue foam between you and that snow while you're either standing or sitting will keep you a lot warmer. So basically what you're going to do is, these are extremely simple. They're just a square of foam. For a standing pad, I just kind of stand here and see about how much I need. Probably right about till here, so I'll just cut there. Show how much we'll need, and then just cut it out. It doesn't have to be exact. Any size will do. It's just the smaller you can make it, the lighter and easier to carry it is. But you want to make sure it's big enough, obviously. So you have that square there. Then you'll remember, just when you're standing around outside in the winter, just stand on this. That'll conserve a lot of heat. For a sitting pad, you want to make it a little bit bigger because you'll be sitting on it. So you want to make it big enough so that obviously butt can sit on it, but also so that like your thighs and your legs are going to be on it. And a lot of times winter camping, you'll dig down into the snow and you'll build a little chair seat type thing, so you won't be sitting on the ground like this. It'll be more like sitting in a chair. So I usually make it so it comes down about to my knees. Maybe not quite that far, but just far enough so that you've got a comfortable area to sit on. So here I'll just set it like this. And just reach back here somewhere, make a little mark. It's exactly where, it doesn't really matter. It's not an exact science. And then just cut it out. And you've got a sitting pad. And if you're standing around, put the standing pad on top of the sitting pad, and you've got double insulation. When you go to sleep at night, you just stick these under your regular sleeping pad for more insulation there. Under your core area to help conserve core body heat. If you're sitting, I usually sit on one, put my feet on the other. That way I've got no direct contact with the snow. So these things can be very valuable. You can use them for a lot of things. Alright, so you can see with nothing but a little bit of ingenuity, about 15 minutes worth of time and a little Gorilla Tape, I've made a standing pad, a sitting pad. I can use these to help insulate while I'm sleeping too. I've made 2 sets of insulating insoles for my boots. I've made 2 nice Nalgene insulators, and I've still got some blue foam left over if I want to make something else. And again, I made all of that out of one $6 roll of blue foam and a few cents worth of Gorilla Tape. And the stuff works. That's the big thing, is it works. It looks a little janky. This doesn't exactly look like a professional piece of equipment, but it works as well as a professional piece of equipment. With this, you can't get any better than, this stuff's made to insulate. It's all it does. So you can't get a better insulating pad than an insulating pad. These things, I don't even know if you can get insulating insoles. I know you can get like comfort insoles, but if they even make insulating insoles, they're not going to work any better than these, and they're certainly not going to be any cheaper than these. You divide all this up, these things are probably less than $1 a piece. But I've made camera cases out of this stuff. Some blue foam and a soapbox. I made a camera case for my point and shoot camera. I've seen people take like a canvas or a nylon shopping bag, the kind of thing you can get for free or for $1 at Walmart or Meijer or some other big store like that. Cut it in half, add some straps, put some blue foam on the inside, and they've got an insulated Crazy Creek that works just as well as the real thing, for less than $10. So your creativity is the limit on what you can make with this stuff, and there's so much potential. So go to Walmart, stock up on some blue foam, grab some Gorilla Tape, and get cracking. Once again, I'm Steve from the Dusty Boot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.